The village was alive. Laughter echoed through the air, filling every corner of the small, vibrant community. The crops swayed gently in the wind, a sign of the bountiful harvest that was to come. The villagers were happy, their days filled with joy and hard work. A good harvest was coming. The fields were ripe, and the villagers worked tirelessly, harvesting the fruits of their labor. Baskets overflowed with fresh produce, and the promise of prosperity was in the air. But fear lived there too, fear of snakes, slithering, silent, deadly. These creatures moved through the fields, unseen until it was too late. The villagers knew the danger they posed, and a sense of dread lingered beneath their daily routines. The villagers believed snakes were evil. They hunted them, they chased them away. Every sighting of a snake was met with immediate action as the villagers banded together to protect their homes and their harvests.
One day, a farmer saw a snake near his barn. He was scared. The snake's presence so close to his home filled him with terror. He knew the danger it represented, not just to him but to the entire village. He told everyone, "Snakes will ruin us." His voice trembled with fear as he spoke. The villagers gathered around, listening intently. The farmer's words struck a chord, igniting a collective anxiety. "They will eat our crops," he warned. The thought of losing their precious harvest to these slithering invaders was unbearable. The villagers' faces grew pale with worry as they imagined the devastation.
The villagers panicked. They grabbed their tools. Fear spread like wildfire, and the once joyful village was now gripped by a sense of urgency and alarm. They knew they had to act quickly to protect their livelihood. They vowed to get rid of every single snake. Determination etched on their faces, they came together, united by a common goal. The safety of their village and the success of their harvest depended on it. The battle against the snakes had begun. The hunt began. Snakes were everywhere, in the fields, near the river, even near homes. The villagers felt victorious. They believed that by eliminating the snakes, they were protecting their families and their crops. The sense of triumph was palpable as they gathered the snakes, thinking they had rid themselves of a great menace. The village buzzed with excitement and relief. They thought they were safe, but they were wrong. Their victory was short-lived. The villagers celebrated, unaware of the impending disaster. They had disrupted the natural balance. The ecosystem was about to retaliate in a way they never expected.
The next season, something was wrong. Rats. Everywhere. The snakes were gone. Without their natural predators, the rat population exploded. The villagers were horrified as they saw rats infesting their homes, fields, and storage areas. The once celebrated victory now seemed like a grave mistake. The rats had taken over. They ate the crops. The villagers were devastated. What had they done? Their fields were ruined, and their food supplies were dwindling. The decision to hunt the snakes had backfired spectacularly. The villagers now faced a new, even more daunting challenge. They had to find a way to restore balance and save their village from this new threat.
One day a stranger arrived in the village. He was a conservationist, someone who understood the delicate balance of nature. As he walked through the village, he noticed the rats scurrying about, causing havoc. He also saw the fear in the villagers' eyes. They were terrified of the rats and what they were doing to their homes and crops. The conservationist smiled reassuringly at them, sensing their anxiety.
"You see," he said, holding up a harmless snake for everyone to see, "these creatures are not your enemies. In fact, they are your friends." "Snakes are not your enemy. They are your friends," he continued, explaining how snakes play a crucial role in the ecosystem. They help control the rat population.
The villagers listened intently as the conservationist explained further. "Snakes eat rats," he said, "and rats eat your crops. Without snakes, the rat population grows unchecked." He showed them what happens when there are fewer snakes. The number of rats increases dramatically, leading to more damage to the fields and crops. More rats mean no food, he emphasized. The villagers began to understand the importance of snakes in their environment. They discussed among themselves, realizing the truth in his words. They had made a mistake by fearing and driving away the snakes. The conservationists' wisdom opened their eyes to the balance of nature, and they regretted their actions. The villagers stopped killing snakes. They built shelters for them. They let them be. Slowly, the snakes returned. They found food. They found safety. They multiplied.
The next season, things were different. The crops were healthy, the rats were fewer, the snakes were doing their job, balance was restored.
The village learned a valuable lesson. Nature is a delicate balance. Every creature has a role. Respect for all life is important. Fear can make us do foolish things. Understanding can set us free.
The village prospered. The snakes were their protectors, not their enemies. They had learned to love the snakes, and they all lived happily ever after.